And we are back with another episode of Field to Table brought to you by Wine.com. Kelly Johnson, Alex Pavlovich, Anthony Garcia, and of course our esteemed Forever Giant judge, Rich Aurelia. And gentlemen, this one should be easy, right? It's like a ballpark staple. We're making nachos our way, but I'm pretty sure, Anthony, you can't mess this one up.
As Rich said earlier, there's no dough in this one, so this should be an easy one, but it wouldn't surprise, I don't think, anyone if I still found a way to mess this up.
He's been good on the ones that there's no dough involved. The dough is where Anthony gets caught up.
I'm like a platoon hitter. When there's dough, get me out of there. But no dough.
You can't hit against lefties. Only right-handers.
Exactly.
Dough has been bad for everybody. Even Alex is in trouble with the dough. So no dough in this one. Anthony, what are you making in terms of your ballpark nachos?
I'm going pretty simple today. I'm going ground beef. Ground beef nachos. First step that I want to do is I want to brown my beef, and I'm going to heat up my beans. I'm putting beans on my nachos. I like to go pinto. So I'm going to brown my beef right now, and I'm going to heat up my pinto beef.
So you're going with the classic style nachos. Alex, what are you doing?
Anybody who knows me, anybody who has followed me on Twitter or watched the pregame show knows that my favorite thing in the National League is the nachos at Petco Park. And since I can't go to Petco Park this season, I'm going to make them at home. It's a carne asada nacho, a lot of cheese, some cotija cheese they sprinkle on top, some other toppings that you'll see, but kind of an homage to my favorite road ballpark.
Carne asada.
That's a pretty good little twist there. You know, you get the Petco close to the border down there in Mexico. I'm sure they do a pretty good job with the nachos.
I was going to do the carne asada, but I ended up going with the polo asada. I have already cooked my chicken, which is seasoned. So it is ready to go, but that is what you can do. And I'm gonna do a little black beans as well. So I'm gonna put that on stove right now. And I'm also heating up my oven because I'm gonna do the pan style nachos. So heating the oven up to 425. Obviously for nachos, you know, you can kind of do it up any old way. But I do have the jalapenos, I have the cilantro, I got the diced tomatoes, green onions, and a little bit of lime, and I've got the black beans versus the pinto. I'm gonna go that route with mine.
I gotta tell you guys, I mean, I've been doing Alex Eats now. I eat the weird ballpark food. There's not a lot of weird nachos out there. National League, it's pretty standard, just your standard nachos. So I think we are all on the right path here.
We should talk about our wine parents, Wine.com. Gwendolyn sending over two again. We've got a white and we've got a red. So the white is a Pinot Blanc, which I'm not very familiar with, so I learned a little about it. It is rounder and richer maybe than a Pinot Grigio, Rich, and a little bit fruity as well, and great for the classic nacho.
Yeah, you know, it should be nice and bright. You know, nachos sometimes get a little heavier, you know, so you kind of want like that bright, summery, cool white wine to brighten it up a little bit.
And the red is a Rioja from Spain. And it's interesting because it's a little smoky, a little spicy, but a little bit smoky. So good for the carne asada, a spicy beef, Alex. This is going to be your choice right here.
I thought ahead.
Alex is ready. He's got it going.
The most important part, you have to have cheese on every nacho. So make sure you cover every nacho and then come back with a second layer of chips, more cheese, just cheese, all cheese.
Yes, all cheese. And what kind of cheese are you using?
We've got a Mexican cheese. I also have a little cheddar that I'm gonna put on there. And then we have the cotija. I think that's how you say it. I'm gonna sprinkle on at the end.
The cotija cheese will kind of almost like, it's kind of crumbled. And it'll kind of brown a little bit in the oven. Like it'll almost get like a cheesy crouton if you leave it in there long enough.
Is that good or bad? My plan was to put it on at the end. Okay.
It's good. It adds a lot of flavor.
Question for you, Rich. I'm trying to shred my chicken.
Yeah.
I found it's a lot harder than it looks. Do you have any tips for a shredder?
Well, I see you have 2 forks in your hand.
Yeah.
I just 2 forks and pull opposite directions, and I get it in a big pile, just because it's easier to do in a big bunch than it is like one little piece at a time.
It's surprisingly not as simple as it looks.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of people do this, and it always looks like, yeah, of course, you just pull the chicken
it's a
apart.
little-
You just,
It's a little tough. I had a little birdie in my house tell me sometimes you can use a hand mixer.
ooh, a hand mixer.
Little birdie.
That
Thank
sounds
you.
like a Anthony cheat route, but it sounds very effective.
It ain't cheating if you ain't trying, or what is it? You ain't trying if you ain't cheating, whatever that is. I gotta
There
say,
you
I
go.
got my meat and my beans going on at the same time, which for a novice like me, having two things on the burners at once is a little scary. I feel like I'm on Chop Right.
How are you gonna melt your cheese?
Just you watch.
Oh, Anthony, he's a pro now.
Is anybody using refried beans?
I wanted to try it to go a little healthy, especially since I was going to be drinking during the cooking. Otherwise, I would have gone refried, but that's why I went pinto.
So there's my, chicken, all seasoned and delicious. Going to get the pan out. Now, the key to a good nacho, not just the cheese, which I'm using Mexican style cheese blend with a little extra Monterey Jack, because you know that Monterey Jack is the real good melty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the key is the great chip.
What's the shape over there? You need it to be round. It
Oh,
soaks
no.
up everything.
No.
Meeting in the
round
middle of
would
the
be
chip?
like- I feel like round are those cheap ones you get at the ballpark. It's true we're making ballpark, but we're also stepping it up a little.
My meat is browned. I'm now going to drain it. And you have to drain the meat for my recipe. Very important.
Anthony, don't drop your ring in the meat.
So far, so good.
California avocado.
Alex and Kelly, did you guys marinate your chicken and beef, or was it
Did.
marinated?
I did it last night.
Nice.
It was pre-marinated from Trader Joe's, the Pollo Asada.
Trader Joe's. Can't go
And you
wrong.
can't go wrong with that.
So I think I like to do my nachos a little different. I like to put the salsa in with the meat after the drain. So I'm going to add the salsa into the beef and then warm it up.
Anthony, I would say
Yes,
just by your name, you have a little leg up on everybody.
I've eaten many nachos in my lifetime. I haven't made a lot of nachos in my lifetime. So I will know whether I did good or not.
Anthony, didn't you grow up in the Mission?
Sure it is.
I feel like you need to win this one then.
A lot of pressure on me right
A
now.
lot of
I
pressure.
will
Lot of
say this
pressure.
though. I like the idea of you mixing the salsa with the beef. Because then in every
On
bite
the
of
cheese.
beef you get, you're gonna have salsa in there.
Exactly. That's the key. See, people think nachos is just cheese. It's not just cheese. It's everything. It all comes together.
So I've got first layer, and now I'm gonna do the second layer of chips, just like Alex. I don't know who's eating all this, but
Yeah,
it's gonna be a mega.
pretty big tray of nachos.
This is
Oh,
just
no,
like
what
a
is happening?
Tuesday for me.
I don't understand why there's so much nacho.
I'm cheating a little bit with my cheese. I'm just going to warm it up in the microwave. I know I'm probably losing points for this.
Oh man.
Here's my trick up my sleeve.
Okay.
You can't have ballpark nachos just on any old plate. The key to the ballpark nacho that really makes you feel like you're eating it at the ballpark, you need a helmet. You need to put it in a helmet.
Oh, the helmet. That's for ice cream.
The only
That's right.
problem is that I happen to be married to an A's fan, and the only helmet I have is an A's helmet. So
Oh
we're
my
getting the ballpark nachos, we're getting it in the helmet, but you could just take any Giants hat. I have a Triples Alley hat, and you can just there you go, boom, still a helmet, but Giants colors. So
I
that's
still
what
see
we're
the green.
Hey, Anthony, I'd like to point out our judge is Rich Aurelian, not Eric Chavez. So you
I know.
might make a mistake
We're
here.
covering it. We're covering it, Rich. So you,
I just think for regular people purposes, green, orange, and black just do not look good together.
I
No.
agree.
They don't. They clash.
You can't help who you love, right, Rich?
Yeah, you're right.
My gigantic stack of nachos is gonna
Oh,
go
boy.
in the oven
Oh
for
boy.
8 minutes or more, depending on how long it takes to melt the cheese.
What time are the neighbors coming over?
So I'm going chips, and then I'm laying the meat down on top of that.
Did you season your meat with anything?
I did not. Oh, just the salsa.
Anthony, just to clarify, we have unseasoned meat, microwave cheese, and an A's hat.
An A's helmet.
A's
It's
hat?
a helmet.
Let's just go over this again.
This
Why do
coming
I-
from the man who grew up in the Mission.
How'd that cheese turn out?
And we have our cheese. Also, ballpark cheese, not the greatest cheese anyway. So I feel like you can skimp on the cheese if you're making homemade ballpark nachos.
Nachos are weird though, just because like you're right. When you go to a ballpark, you get that liquid cheese or that whatever it is, that Velveeta with jalapenos in it melted,
Yeah.
and that consistency is always there. But if you make nachos like at home with the melted cheese, like the shredded cheese, that's always good. But then if you leave it too long, then that cheese kind of seizes back up again.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
Hot take, cheese overrated on the nachos. And lastly,
I
homemade guac. Got to put the homemade guac on top. Alex, you're up to something. I know you are.
Keeping it classic.
Alex is going with presentation, I think, right now today.
Keeping it
'Cause we haven't
classic.
seen much of Alex.
I'm just going with good nachos this week.
Straight up good nachos.
I'm just going to start a little early.
Like it.
That's delicious.
I can't see the guac because the helmet's green. There's the guac.
Not that bad.
Is that the best thing you've made so far?
Easily.
Easily? Not even close, huh?
No dough, and I'm a go.
So wait, did you put that in the oven at all?
Nope. Nice and easy, baby.
Anthony was the quick 12-minute nacho.
It was.
In and out.
Okay, nacho, nice and done. Got to do the fresh tomatoes, little green onion, little cilantro.
Your mise en place was all in place, all prepped up today. There you go. There's a term for you to use next week.
What was it?
Mise en place. It means like when you prep all your little things, like the jalapenos and the green onion, and it's like all prepped, waiting to just.
Oh.
Carne asada nachos. Little guac.
Oh, Alex! Whoa!
Sour cream.
The sour cream.
Got some pico.
There's the polo asada with the homemade guacamole.
Yeah, that's super official, Kelly.
Thank you. I mean, yes, you approve from the Mission.
That is Mission Street approved.
I'd say this. I'd probably eat every one of those.
I mean, I'll eat any nacho, so I
Yeah.
can't really fight.
You
Like,
really can't go wrong.
You can't, I mean, honestly, nachos are something I don't think you could really screw it up too much. You
If
know?
I didn't screw it up, I think anybody could not screw it up.
Yeah, Anthony's at the
Feel like-
ballpark would be sold for like $18 a helmet.
Jeez.
Before tax. Should we hold it up? Should we hold it up?
My guacamole is too heavy for this.
We know you got it there.
I'm gonna do this. What? Like a waiter.
You got to put it on your forearm. There you go. Don't drop it.
Ready? Rich,
Oh,
I also have my homemade
who
guacamole.
gets the win?
I am going to have to say that this week I have to lean towards Mr. Pavlovich.
Oh, that is so
And
disappointing.
I'm saying that after saying I would eat any one of those. It's all about the meat, the cheese, and guac and whatever, and you guys all have that. But I'm kind of a bigger carne asada fan than pollo asada or a ground beef. And he knew exactly what his favorite nachos were, and he stuck to that, and he went out and did his job. So I think this week I'm going to have to go with Alex.
For the record, Alex didn't win. The carne asada one.
The
Kelly.
carne asada one.
That's how I interpreted that.
And you know what, Alex? You got lucky because I went to the store today to buy the carne asada and they were out. And I ended up with the polo asada. So you're welcome. And cheers to you
Worked out.
on your first official field to table win via a judge. You got the win with the pineapple, but this time Rich really gave it to you.